It was tough for 15 minutes.
Only 15 minutes. Roy has been telling us loads of the history. We just saw this patch of the Buddha and stuff. It's really, really good.
Just on the way back down now. I'd say it's easier on the way down than the way up, but I've nearly slipped over like 3 times. I'm pretty hungry. Ready for some sleep as well. Definitely worth it though, literally. Like 10-minute ride in the back of the Jeep, 15 minutes up in the dark. Even at like 5 AM, so like 30 degrees. But then at the top it's like nice and breezy, so cool down. Sit and watch the sunrise for like literally 2 hours, so nice.
We are in Kandy now. We came here from Sigirya yesterday. Online it says you have to get 2 buses, but our host dropped us off at a bus stop in Sigirya where there is a bus that goes every half an hour. The 41 or the 45, it brought us straight to Kandy. We arrived and went to the train station because we wanted to try and get a ticket for this really famous train that goes from Kandy to Ella, and it's sold out. So we've had to have a bit of a rethink, but we're here for 2 nights, 1 full day, and this morning we're gonna head to the Botanical Gardens. So we'll show you around.
So we are now in the Botanical Gardens in Kandy. What's happening? We got a tuk-tuk here from a hostel, and we tried to use the Pick Me app, which is like the Uber of Sri Lanka, but we've tried to use it like 6 times and it literally never works. We got here, it was like 1,200 rupees in the tuk-tuk, but we could have paid less, but like whatever. So it's 2,000 rupees for the entrance, but if you're a student, it's only 1,200 rupees, so bring your student card.
On the tuk-tuks, we kind of have like a general idea of how much we want to pay based on how far we're going. We've been trying to not push the price down too low because we're aware that at the moment they've just had an economic crisis and they've got like the gas prices are really high. We're here to help the economy, so it's not worth it for us to barter down an extra £1 when that £1 could really help someone here.
Oh, look how square this Topia is. My dad would love that.
So we left the botanical garden. It was good. I mean, it's a botanical garden and there isn't really any like signage to say what everything is. And so you're kind of just looking around at trees. Then we went to the central market, which was chaotic.
Yeah, chaotic.
But central markets are always chaotic, but this was kind of chaotic for a different reason, because we've found since we've come here, like, people want to like take us under their wing and like show us things, and that's amazing. Like, everyone's super friendly and they're just being nice and they aren't asking for money or anything like that, but it just means that sometimes they're trying to guide you everywhere and you're just like, I just want to wander and just see the things, and you can't just do that.
Like, the guys are like, oh, come with me, let me show you my shop, like it's down the road, like, bro, we just want to like chill, get some food and like.
And we went to get food. This guy showed us somewhere to get food, so we went and got food, and then we came out and he was sat outside waiting for us, and we were like, oh, okay, and then like took us to another shop, and we were like, oh well, we're gonna just look at these clothes, and he was just like, okay, cool, like I'll take you to this shop for clothes. And so then it kind of like directs you in a certain place, and it was a lot, like it was just too much. So we ended up leaving the market, went to like the proper mall, like westernized mall, to have a look in the supermarkets, just because like Rob loves to look in the supermarket.
Love a good supermarket.
Then we just went and sat on the river, like there was like a big bench there and you could sit down, so we sat there and just chilled and chatted. What do you think of Kandy?
I think like up here, like the views are really nice. It's super chaotic downtown or whatever, but there's a lot going on. It's interesting.
I would say that I agree with other people saying you don't need more than like 1 full day here.
We made it to Nuwara Eliya. We got the bus from Kandy this morning. Most people get the train. We tried to get the train, it was sold out. The bus journey was actually really beautiful.
We just got to our hostel and we came to the post office. We're going to try and get some postcards and send them home, so we'll see whether those postcards arrive first or this vlog goes up first.
So we just had lunch. We just came to this random place and it was like three veg curries and rice, chicken, like £1 for all that. We're like, yes. And you know, we've eaten quite a bit of food here so far. It's been kind of spicy, but this one, like, too spicy. I almost finished, but I couldn't. And we're both sat here with like snivelling noses for how spicy it is. Abs couldn't finish hers.
My lips are like tingling within an inch of their life. I feel like I've had lip filler because my lips are so spicy, and I don't really eat spicy food, so this is like spicy. And it was just like vegetable curry. It didn't even look spicy, but morning.
Hello.
It's the next morning now, and we are in a food court that's nearby our hostel. We're gonna go and do a hike today.
It's still pretty cold here today. It's like 19 degrees, but that feels pretty cold. It's been like 35, 36.
Yeah, and we only have like literally this fleece each, so I guess maybe we could have done with another jumper, but I can't think of anywhere else we're gonna go. We're gonna need a lot of warm clothes until we start doing hikes and stuff, so we need to do some laundry as well. It's
been really hard to find like places to do laundry and stuff, and in our hostel they're doing $7 each, so we're like, how about maybe $14 for laundry? The hostel itself only costs like $8.
On this short little hike, it's like 25 minutes I think, but it's fairly uphill, but it's just on a normal road, and the view is amazing, like right over Nuwara Eliya. But I'm going to show you now because I think we're about to just go into the clouds. So we're staying like over here somewhere, but the town goes right over to here, but you can see how high up we are because of the clouds. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, but I think the clouds move so quickly here, so hopefully when we get to the top we'll just wait for them to pass over and then might get some even better views. So
we got to the top, but we're not 100% sure where the single tree is, because there's one, there's a lot of trees everywhere, and two, like right at the top was just a load of phone masts.
Yeah, there's like a gate so you couldn't go through, but I mean we walked all the way up, and the guy said it was like a 25-minute walk. We've definitely been walking for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's been good, like it's a steep walk, but the views are amazing, and the clouds move here so quickly that like 1 minute this part of town is grey, and then the next minute this part of town is grey, and then it's like so bright, so yeah, it's really nice.
If you're going to do it though, you don't need to walk all the way to the top.
Just walk up for like however long you fancy.
So we just came to this vegetarian restaurant and the hostel owner recommended, and honestly it's so good, like probably the best food we had in Sri Lanka so far. I got this like Kandy Pidurangala or something, it's like biryani sort of thing.
I got a paneer tikka masala, no, butter masala, and a cheese naan, and they were both amazing, and I'm finished, even though like this looks so full.
So it's called Ambal's Pure Vegetarian Italian Restaurant. It's literally like just across the road from the bus station.
Hello. We are coming to you from a very, very cold train station. We just got to Nanway, which is the train station nearest to Nuwara Eliya. We've woken up and today is freezing and so raining, like it's the rainiest day we've had so far. Traveller life.
I've got shorts on as usual.
It could be snowing and Rob would have shorts on. So we made it onto the train. I think it's going to be pretty noisy on here, so you might not be able to hear us.
An hour late.
Yeah, which I actually read in blog posts, but it was kind of confusing because another train arrived at the time our train should have arrived. And so we got on there and then the guy was like, no, that's the wrong train. And we were like, oh. Yeah, you can see like we've got all our layers on because it's so cold. But it doesn't seem so busy. Everyone said it was going to be like crazy busy, and especially to go on a weekend. And I mean it is Saturday, so surely this should be the most busy train of all of them.
Just checking the weather. 28 degrees.
We've really enjoyed the like hill country and Sigirya and all these places that we've been. Very like cultural, and we've met a lot of people and we've done some cooking and eaten good food and stuff, but we are excited to get to the beautiful beaches and be like in the heat, because we definitely didn't bring enough hot, like warm clothes as well. We didn't realise it was going to be rainy and cold like up in the mountains. It's really touristy here, but like in a nice way, but there's just so many like Westerners which we have literally seen like 3 Westerners since we've been here. So it feels kind of crazy that there's so many people. And some of the restaurants have their menus in dollars, which I think always signals to us that it's like an expensive place to be. But like, I mean, we found this like restaurant that was on the strip, and it's not crazy expensive. It's like the same kind of prices we were already paying in other places. It's like cool but not raining, which is nice. And the train was just so beautiful. Like, we were panicking that we were on the wrong side and that there was like this group of lads there that was kind of gave us the vibes of like when all the lads go for the weekend on the trains to like Liverpool and they've all got like their tinnies and stuff. It gives us that vibes. But it was honestly like really beautiful. We managed to get like up to the door that was open and like take some photos and just like enjoy the view and sit there and enjoy. So
got me lion lager, got the ice cold glass. It's like £1.20 for more than a pint.
we just arrived at Nuwara Eliya guest house, like homestay, and we have like a beautiful view, and there was about 400 steps to get up. It was very steep, but it's beautiful here. It's so nice. We've got our own little like cabana, and they brought us some tea and biscuits, which I'm so excited to have these biscuits. Tell me, what are your thoughts of Sri Lanka so far?
It's very beautiful everywhere. Like, the scenery is so lovely. The people are very, very friendly and interested in us and in helping us as well.
There was no tourists. Like, we saw literally one guy in Sigirya who came and stayed at the hostel we were at, and beside that we hadn't seen like any Westerners or tourists. But then we just got to Ella and we didn't see like really any locals. And interestingly, the guy who was like the waiter at the restaurant we went to was like, oh yeah, but in the busy season we wouldn't even be able to have this conversation because we'd be so busy. You really want to be eating that on camera? Anything you think people should know about Sri Lanka before they arrive?
Yeah, it's not a huge like backpacker scene if that's what you're into. I feel like if you're a solo travelling, depends how comfortable you are with your own company. Like, basically everywhere we stayed with the only people there.
Yeah, maybe it's different at the beaches though.
Yeah, I think
so. We'll update you like when we get to the beaches.
Get used to being in tuk-tuks all the time. Get used to a curry. If you don't like spicy food, you're gonna be in trouble.
If you are looking for there to be a mix of different types of food, there isn't. It's just Sri Lankan curry, fried rice, potentially an Indian restaurant here and there, and then a burger or spaghetti bolognese.
Other things to prepare for. They have the same plug as the UK. Basically everyone speaks English. Like, they drive on the left.
It's so beautiful. Such a beautiful country. The food is really nice. The culture is like really sewn into who they are and the country that you're in, which I think is always really nice. It hasn't lost any of its culture. And
we've barely seen any of it, so looking forward to getting to the beaches and getting a bit of a tan.
It's definitely somewhere I'd like to come back to in the future and travel like further afield, because I feel like we're sort of doing a whistle-stop tour. Not for lack of time, but just because there aren't a lot of travellers here. We chose Sri Lanka because it was like a small country that we could just kind of get used to the different types of food and diversely different language and alphabet. And that was why we chose Sri Lanka, and then we booked our onward flight so that we had a bit of a plan. We don't usually do that, but in Asia flights are expensive. Maybe we'll come back at some point and try and hit the other parts at a different time of year when it's like the peak time to be in those parts of the country. Because there's like peak times to be everywhere, isn't there? And everyone has a different opinion as to when that peak time is. It's really hard to figure out. Our hostel host that we went to first said, definitely don't go to Arugan Bay, like the season is over, you can't go on the beach, like it will be right bad weather. And then we met a random guy in Kandy and he was like, no, Arugan Beach, like the season starts now. Oh, one more thing. I definitely think it's also somewhere you could travel like at any age. I don't think there's like an age gap or age limit or lower limit on travelling Sri Lanka. I think you could come here for 2 weeks and like see a good proportion of the country. I think you could come here for 6 months and live like leisurely with the locals. I think you could be 70 and come here, or you could be 18. So, or you could come with a young family. Like, I really think it's like a perfect dip your toe in the water of backpacking, if that's what you're like looking for, but also like you can really get deep into it. Like, I just think it's a perfect place to come travelling. But I would just encourage everyone to come to Sri Lanka. It's so beautiful. So we are walking to Nine Arch Bridge. You can follow Google Maps to it apparently, but there was like signs along the road telling us to go a different way. And so we decided to follow the sign and then ended up basically in the middle of the jungle. So we ended up at some like little house and farm, and then the little girls told us we were going the wrong way, so we backed on ourselves and came down this little path, and now we're kind of following this family, so I feel like we're on the right route. And we keep crossing a lot of people coming back, which I think is a good sign. So yeah, we're just walking up here.
So we made it to Nine Arch Bridge viewpoint and it's just started to rain. Luckily, we found this little bit where no one seems to have gone and it's undercover.
Cheers into a good work day. This year we've decided that every week we're going to do 2 days work a week, and so today we came to this like gorgeous cafe and like I had a smoothie and we just used the Wi-Fi and done lots of just little bits, and so I feel very productive. Now we're finishing the work day with a passion for mojito and a lion's line with the roll, so it feels successful. And I think sometimes when you travel you can feel like you have no purpose, like you don't have those things you have to do, and so having these work days can really help us to feel a bit more grounded and feel like we're making progress like in our lives, even though we are moving around so much. And like just traveling is amazing, you don't need to have a purpose, but sometimes it's nice to feel that way. So we're making some good progress. We've already had some like really good things happen and some exciting things coming up, so yeah, it's all good.